Hey everybody, it's your homegirl Minty and I'm back for Pandemic Cooking. Today we're going to do vegan pancakes. This is a recipe that we do at my house often, particularly on the weekends. You know, now that we stream in church afterwards, I may fix breakfast for the family. I shouldn't say may, I do fix breakfast for the family. It's kind of our little ritual right now. And so pancakes is sometime on the menu. So I'm going to jump right in and show you how to make these simple pandemic pancakes. A cup of flour in the bowl. I'm going to follow it with 2 tablespoons of sugar. Oh, just a little 1, that's 2. And then I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That's what really gets them nice and fluffy. So 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So I'm going to mix that around a little bit because I want to make sure that it's well incorporated. So there it is. So you have 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Next thing I'm going to do, this is kind of like an alternative to buttermilk, but I have 1 cup of almond milk, and I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Here we go. Let that mix up in there. Just kind of sit it on the side for a minute. Now this is up to you. You don't have to do this, but I kind of like vanilla in my pancakes, just that little hint of vanilla. So I'm going to just add, even though this is more than 5 ingredients, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla right up in there, just a teaspoon, because I like the flavor. So here it is, my mixture. Set up there for a minute. Move this out the way. Now when it comes to these pancakes, you can decide in advance how you want to serve them. You can serve them with you can serve with fresh fruit on the side. It's up to you. I've even seen my son eat his with peanut butter, so individual preferences. So here it is. I'm going to pour in the liquid into the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix it in. Look at that. Mix all of that in together. Now this amount of batter will make 4 servings, 4 nice sized pancakes. If you have more people in your family, you will just double the recipe. And you don't have to overwork this particular recipe. It's okay to have some lumps. It just makes it even nicer. So I'm gonna stop working this, and I'm just gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes while I get the griddle ready in order to cook the pancakes. Okay, we're getting ready to cook up these pancakes. And what I have right here is some coconut oil. And I really prefer coconut oil when I'm doing my pancakes instead of butter, just because it tolerates the heat a whole lot better. So here we go, here we go. And just spread it around all on the griddle so that when I put those pancakes on there, look at that, nicely coated. And I want you to see what happened to the batter after I set it down and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Look how thick it got. Whoa, that lets you know that that leaven, that baking powder is really working. Look how thick that is. Okay, so let's put our first pancake on the grill. And I have the temperature at medium high. So I'm gonna spread it out nicely. That's 1. Here's 2, I think I'm gonna get 3 on here, okay? And 1 more. All right. Now, the secret to the pancakes is you watch them bubble. So it could take about a minute or so, depends on how hot your griddle is. And of course you can do this on the stove in the skillet. But I usually like to use my griddle just because I can put 3 pancakes on at one time and spread them out quite a bit. So if you can see, there's a number of little bubbles that are forming on the tops of the pancakes. And then you can also look at the bottom around the edges. So when you start seeing it brown around the edges and you see the bubbles that are rising to the top of the pancake, those are the clues that it will be time to flip the pancakes over. So I'm watching really careful. I'm looking to see the browning on the bottom, and I'm also looking at all the bubbles that are forming on the top. If I turn it too soon, my pancake is going to lose its shape. And that happens, but it's still edible. But I just kind of like to have them round as much as I possibly can. So I'm just being patient while I'm waiting for them to brown and bubble at the same time. I think this one in the middle is looking pretty good to me. Let me just kind of lift it up a little bit. Yeah, it's getting there. And you can do the same thing, you know, just kind of lift it up a little bit. Oh my gosh. And you can decide like how brown you want them to be. Now this is the one I put on last, this is the one I put on first, and then of course this is the second one. So let's see what's happening over here. Oh my goodness. Look how golden brown that is. Isn't that just a beautiful pancake? Let's see what the middle one looks like. Now this is a big one. So let's see. Oh, look at that. I'm loving it. And then of course, last but not least, woo-wee! And look how they're rising. Look how fluffy the pancakes are. So again, I'm gonna know that the bottom side is ready about a minute, and then I'll just kind of lift it up a little bit just to see what the color is at the bottom. So you don't have to rush it. You're gonna get some nice fluffy pancakes that you're going to enjoy. And as I said earlier, I don't put butter on my pancakes, but you can. I like to cook them on the surface with the coconut oil. Coconut oil, it has a little bit of sweetness to it, and so a little bit of that is on the top and bottom of the pancakes. I don't really add much more to it than that. But look at us. We're looking good. And like I said, only about a minute on each side, and you have the ability to check to see how it's doing down there. Okay, not so bad. I want to give it just a little bit more time. Absolutely. Oh yes, you will be pleased with this recipe. And so because I tend to cook for a large number of people, typically what'll happen is I'll have my oven on 200 degrees. And as I'm taking these pancakes off the griddle, I put them in a shallow pan, and I put them in the oven, and I just keep them warm until all the pancakes are cooked. And when it's time to serve, everybody's going to get a nice warm pancake. So I think we're ready. I'm going to flip it over just so you can see what the bottom of this side looks. Look at that. Got that nice golden look as well. All right, look at us. This is what you want. You want a pancake that's cooked through and through. I'm just going to turn it back again. And back again. All righty. So we're going to get ready, and we're going to stack these pancakes. Yes, we have fluffy vegan pancakes served in 2 different ways. If you want a healthier variation, you can just pair your pancakes with a nice fruit salad, or if you the traditionalist and you like maple syrup, there's a way to do it. This is what it looks like, either way that you go. So my kids prefer the syrup, but my husband and I like to do the fruit. So it's up to you. You make it your own, and you just top or you add whatever side you would like to with your pancakes. So, I know you're ready. So I tend to like the fruit variation, so I'm just gonna take just a little bit off the top of this pancake so I can show you what it looks like. Goodness gracious, it is so fluffy, and I am so happy. Look at that. Look how fluffy that is. And that's too much for one bite for me. So I'm gonna separate it out. And I usually gonna just do one layer. And we get a little bit of strawberry here. And let's see what it tastes like. So I have to say anything when you have the pancake in your mouth. It's really delicious. So I want you to try it. Make the pancake your own. And join me again next week. We're gonna have another recipe, pandemic cooking, 5 ingredients or less. Sometimes I may add a 6 just because, but for the most part, I'm always going for 5. So look forward to seeing you again next week. And thank you for joining me for pandemic cooking. Bye-bye.